Hey guys, welcome back to Yankee League. This is going to be the third game between 50 Cal and Shock. Let me go over the map positions in the map itself because it's kind of crazy really fast here. So we have Blade starting in the upper left hand corner, Six starting in the bottom right hand corner, that is Orange Zerg and Red Protoss. Then we have Moo in the bottom left hand corner as the purple Zerg, playing a couple games today. In the upper right hand corner we have Gomi as the white Protoss. Let me reveal the map because this, I think this is Chariots of Fire. But basically, going counterclockwise, you run into a wall to whatever opponent is to your left, I guess is a good way of saying it. So you can, I'll kind of give a description as you can see as we're going across. So here's the mineral wall separating Gomi from Blade, and then Blade has a mineral wall separating him from Moo, and then Moo has a mineral wall separating him from Sick, and then of course Sick has the mineral wall separating across the board there. But interestingly enough, there's a lot of room in between. Otherwise, as you can see, he can for example, Sick can go all the way to Moo's front door and maybe mine this out, but a lot of area here in between. And also the middle of the map I think can be very key, because if you can get units up here, you can deny a lot of the secondaries. They basically have access to all the secondaries on the map. So oftentimes this can be a fight for mobility, and there can be cheese otherwise. In fact, it looks like, speaking of cheese, looks like Gomi's already managed to get a probe outside of his base. Looks like he's going to do something cheesy here. Maybe he's going to set up a forge here, but it looks more like he's going to go for a 2 gateway rush here on Blade. Blade isn't going to be able to scout it out because his Overlord's not going across that section of the map. So we'll see what he's doing. Unfortunately, it looks like he's gone for some sort of 12th hatch. Not going for a 12th pool, he is going to go for a 12th hatch, and this is absolutely disastrous here for Blade. Because see this Zergling's going to come down, or I'm sorry, this drone's going to come down, and there's that second hatchery right here. And as you can see, those gateways of Gomi's are actually closer to that second hatchery than Blade's initial hatchery is. So he's going to have a very hard time fighting this off. Is at the very least going to lose that second hatchery. We'll see if he can put up a solid defense otherwise. Also a 12 hatch on the opposite side from Moo, though Moo putting that hatchery close to his base, getting down that spawning pool now. Looks like Sick is kind of blocking his front door in a little bit. At least he wants to limit troop movement through that little gap. So yeah, things not looking good. 50 Cal I don't think has dropped the game yet. I kind of want to mention that. Shock's has been, it's 2-0 at this point, so this game would be a victory if 50 Cal can take it down. But yeah, they haven't lost a single game across the board. These 2 Zealots going to be produced momentarily. Looks like that second, I'm looking for the additional pylon. Actually, there's the additional pylon in the base, interestingly enough. I'm surprised he didn't put it down with the 2 gateways. I mean, he's all in, otherwise might as well put it up in there. Anyway, second hatchery is now going up, and unfortunately looks like there's the spawning pool, and there's gas alongside. So it looks like Blade was going to go for a quick 3 hatch Mutalisk build to get mobility. Unfortunately, in a third gateway going down, so Gomi really dedicating to this. He's going to, wow, actually ignoring that second hatchery, he's going to immediately go for the base, 1 for scouting, and 2 additionally, I guess, just to end the game quickly. That spawning pool just getting up, and it doesn't look like he's even producing Zerglings yet, so and another hatchery going down, 3 hatcheries going down for Blade, so he's just going to go for a 3 hatch Mutalisk build, and getting caught though with his pants down by Gomi. Gomi immediately going into the gas line, second Zealot up along with the probes. Not even going to get his layer up, and going to have to pull all those drones off. And now the secondary is up, but he's not really going to be able to do a lot with it. More Zealots starting to stream out. In the meantime, looks like a Zealot has managed to go into Moo's line, so it looks like it's going to be kind of whether the Zerg can survive or not. He's in a much better position. Looks like he's going to be able to fight that off fairly simply, fairly easily by gathering up his drones, and not a lot of Zealot dedication in that direction. He set up a 3rd hatchery at his secondary as well, as you can see. But in the meantime, yeah, the Zealots going after that spawning pool. Spawning pool is down, and I think that's it for Blade. All he can really do now is produce drones, and drones are not effective attack units. Canceling that 3rd hatchery, not effective attack units against Zealots. He is going to be able to kill that. It looks like this. He did get 2 Zerglings out otherwise before that spawning pool went down. But otherwise, yeah, it's just drones on Zealots at this point, and still more Zealots being produced out of those gateways. And it looks like actually Blade being clever here. He's going to bring all of his drones and those Zerglings up and going to try to take out that pylon, so he's not going to be facing any additional Zealot production alongside in the back. Ouch. Still, though, he's facing against about 5 Zealots here otherwise, so he will be able to get that pylon down, which will buy him a little bit of time, but ultimately I don't think it's going to save him. That is going to buy time, however, for Sick. Sick in the meantime getting a robotics facility and a Stargate down, and as you can see, that Overlord actually scouting in there as well, so that's somewhat helpful. Hydralisk Den though, so he's probably going to end up losing it. Doesn't really make a difference though at this point. Taking the layer as well. 3rd hatchery is up. Also some Zerglings to the north, surprisingly. And it looks like this, looks like the mineral wall being mined out a little bit here by 6. So it looks like he's going to try to open up. Maybe he can get a quick strike on Gomi while all of his units are unpowered and out of position, and end it very quickly. He might be able to get a couple kills here. Forge going down, Cybernetics Core going down, and these probes completely vulnerable to the single zealot once it gets there. In the meantime, yeah, it looks like I'm kind of waiting for. There's a shuttle. Let's see if he's going to produce a Corsair alongside. He's got to do something special here. Getting the robotic support bay as well. Zealot now entering the base, but we'll see. Doesn't look like any cannons are going to be put down in the meantime. Looks like that Overlord's been taken out. Upgrade for the Overlords alongside, and also it looks like the Hydralisks are, going out. So now that Zealot is in, there's a cannon going backside. Now it's just a bunch of, that Zealot getting surrounded by those probes. So not going to be able to inflict a lot of casualties here, getting just two kills before it gets taken out. Blade, in the meantime, is completely done, except for this Extractor. Still providing some spotting for his friend with this Overlord here. His last Overlord. Looks like the pylon is back up, so Gomi in a good position now, actually. So now it's 2-on-1, which is a very bad situation when you're in 2v2. It's really hard to take two opponents down. So Corsair being produced. I think there was a shuttle actually already produced. Looks like looks like a Corsair's been produced. I'm kind of curious where that shuttle went to, maybe to the north. Another Zealot going to the north, but two cannons to greet it there. And these Corsairs not going to last very long. Speed upgrade going for those, and didn't accomplish anything. Got about 20 damage, 30 damage on that Overlord before it was completely wiped out. And that Zealot there, as you can see, getting killed immediately as those three cannons front door. Robotics facility also going down for Gomi at this point now. And Gomi looks like he's going to try to open up the door between him and his friend Mu. I'm surprised he's not opening up the south here. Maybe going to try to pull